These are the locations of great enemies and crystals. Blue dots are possible crystal spots, and red dots are great enemies. Note that crystals only appear in some of these locations. There are always 3 kaidens on bottom left, and these flask churches and merchants always spawn. Also, I'm not 100% sure, but this great enemy seems like it is always weak one. Sometimes there can be a golden merchant on the map. He sells different and better items including purple smithing stone and talismans, just like the town merchant in Limveld. In very rare occasions, new golden merchant can spawn at the start of the day too. This merchant spawns on northeast and sells 4 random legendary weapons, each costing 98k runes. Just like other shifting earths, some corpses and chests have a chance to drop purple or legendary items, so loot them if you have spare time. You will run through this area a lot of times because lots of churches and great enemies spawn here. So look for these 6 crystal spots while you are passing by. First 2 are right next to the church, so you won't miss it. Check this place and drop down next to the bridge and check here. Last 2 crystals can be seen from here. There are 2 ruins, 2 great churches, 2 forts, and 2 temples. Forts and temples are for day 2. Your HP will get halved if you didn't break the Great Crystal. You can go to Fort Sewer on day 1 for easy elites, but that means there will be less time to find the crystals, so I don't recommend it. The Great Church on northeast can be sleep or lightning. This place is right in front of one of the starting points. There are 3 possible crystal spots near this church. First one is right here, you can see it while flying down. There are 1 boss and 2 elites around the church. 2 elites are always giant lobsters. Think of them as they are holding thrusting sword on the right hand. I like to run counterclockwise and use dash attack or jump attack. When you stagger them, you can do huge amount of damage if you precisely hit the parasite on their belly. There are 2 giant Miranda flowers with 3 chests, but the flowers don't give you anything and they fires a lot of magic missiles. Grab the items from the chests quickly and sort them later. Boss for the Great Church is out here, not inside the church. The boss for Sleep Church is 3 giant crabs. They are weak to strike damage. There are also 2 Abductor Virgins inside the church. Abductor Virgins don't drop dominant power, but they do drop 3 weapons if you kill them. For the Lightning Church, make sure you kill these 3 Ant-Riders before you go for the boss, because they will follow you around. The boss outside of church is Mimic Tears. They transform to 2 trolls when they start the fight, but you can kill them before they transform. Closest one with no shield is one of the boss. You can see the boss HP already got halved. If you have range attack like Iron Eyes ult, you can kill both of them without even fighting. There is 1 giant metal ball inside the church, but it only drops 1 purple Nox hammer. After you are done with the place, use this Spiritstream jump on the way out to look for the crystals. There can be a crystal right here and here. The Great Church on south can be Holy or Frost. If your starting point was near here, check these 2 crystal spots before falling down to the church. There are 2 bosses and 2 elites, and most importantly, you can duplicate one of your weapon in the basement. Holy Church has easy boss right inside the church, weaker version of Death's Rite Bird on the field, and Divine Bird Warrior on the west stairs. There are 3 entrances to the basement. You can find another boss in the basement, the Elder Inquisitor. After beating the boss, use this thing to duplicate your weapon. I prefer to leave Death's Rite Bird for the last, because some of the holy weapons you get from bosses and elites deals a lot of damage to the bird. For the first church, there are 2 ancient hero of Zamor inside the church. They are very tanky for a lower level, so it might be better to go somewhere else at level 2 or 3 if the church is frost. There is Ghostflame Dragon on the field. It is weaker than you think, but I prefer to leave it for last. It's weak to strike and holy damage. The boss in the basement is Spiritcaller snail. Ignore Cleanrot Knights and hit the snail. It will teleport to other places and turn invisible, but you can see where the snail is pretty easily if you look for the bright shining spot. The knights should disappear after you kill the snail, but if you kill the snail too fast, sometimes they don't. Ruins on west can be blood or poison. Most of the time you will jump down to ruin after beating the 3 Kaidens. There are 2 bosses and 1 elite and 1 merchant in the ruin. There are 2 crystal spots in this ruin. Jump down here, there can be a chest here sometimes. And jump down one more time. Check if there's crystal there and open this chest. You don't need to go to crystal yet. Climb up and here is another crystal spot. Before you go forward, check down the stairs for the chest. There are 2 chests that drop weapons and talismans. If you are lucky, there can be a 3rd chest here which drops dormant power. If it's poison, the boss here is Curseblade. After you beat the boss, the grace spawns down here. Go around this wall and you can find the cemetery shade. Here's the merchant on the way down, and drop down here for another boss, 3 spider scorpions. For the blood ruin, the boss on the top is giant crows. After the crows, go straight from the grace and there's Sanguine Noble. This blood slime drops 3 weapons, but it has a lot of health, so I don't think it's worth the time. The boss down floor is Chief Bloodfiend. There are other enemies in the room, so you should save your ultimate arts for here. After beating the boss, you can check some chests down here. Turn around and go straight. This leads to the first crystal spot you saw. Ruin on southeast can be sleep or magic. This ruin has 2 bosses and 3 elites. If you want to fully finish this ruin, you have to run here at level 3 or 4, and this ruin has to be in the first safe zone. You can check these 4 crystals, 2 on the way in and 2 on the way out. One more crystal is deep inside the ruin. You can also go straight to the first boss if you use this Spiritstream jump near this crystal spot. First elite is down here. All 3 elites are Duelists in Sleep Ruin. If it's Magic Ruin, elite down here is Runebear, and the other 2 is Elder Lion. Second elite is up here. The lions in this ruin uses first attacks. There is first boss of the stairs. The boss is Chief Purple Fiend if the ruin is sleep, or Red Wolf if the ruin is magic. Go to this direction for the third elite. Follow the path for the last boss. This is the place where the first elite was. Go left from here. Boss for the Sleep Ruin is 2 Crucible Knights. And boss for the Magic Ruin is Ancestral Spirit. Ancestral Spirit is slightly weaker than the formidable Great Enemy version. Behind the boss there is a crystal. I don't recommend this place because you have to run all the way in and run all the way out. The reward from the last boss is better than other places, but this ruin is too big. At the start of the day 2, go to the giant crystal and use the Spiritstream jump to fort or temple. If you didn't break enough crystals, the map will show where they are. You can also use Spirit Hawk on south and use Descent to glide down. At the giant crystal, you can get your reward for destroying crystals. Favor of the Great Hollow makes you immune to curse when you go to the forts and temples. It also fully charges your ultimate art when you use your last flask. It only has 40 seconds cooldown, so you can drink all your flasks to charge your ultimate when grace is near. Temples are for boss rush. It summons 1 night boss for each floor. They give lots of runes and have high chance to drop legendary. When you enter the temple, both you and boss get special effects such as adding affinity damage or status effect to attacks. If you beat all 3 bosses in one temple, you can go to the top floor and get special reward, False Vision of a Great Rune. This gives you 2k bonus mercs after the game. It is possible to finish 2 temples and get 4k bonus mercs if you go straight for the temples. But because temple bosses have more HP than the night bosses, your team has to be very strong. Even if your team is strong enough, the safe zone needs to be on the other side of the map, so you need luck too. Most of the times, it's better to go for the fort first and go for the temple after the safe zone appears on the map. If the safe zone is on the other side of the map, you have to use warp gates to travel. If you are on southeast, you can simply fall down to the warp gate. But if you are on northwest, you have to run pretty far to get to the warp gate from the fort. This is why I always go to southeast fort first. Forts have lots of elites and bosses. There are 2 kinds of elites. Elites on top of the fort give slightly more runes. Lesser elites are mostly in the sewer and their locations doesn't change. Sometimes after you defeat bosses or elites, the message says Disturbance in the heights of the fort, and you can see the red circle on the map. If you go to the red circle and climb up to the roof, hence the red boss appears. This is same kind of boss that you can see in the deep of the night. They are stronger, but they gives you red weapons. Now I'm going to show you where all the elites and bosses are, but this is just for their locations. It's not optimized route, and you don't have to kill every elites. Let's look at the southeast forest first. This fort can be rot or holy. Lesser elites can be banished knight, omen or curseblade. If it's rot, there are 2 bosses, 5 elites and 3 lesser elites. These 2 knights doesn't drop anything, so ignore them and go up the stairs on the left. You can see the elite with red eyes and glowing weapon. Climb up here for another one right here. You can drop here for the Talisman chest. And there's also 1 lesser elite inside. You can check the merchant here and go down here for the Hippo. Climb up for the boss, 2 Cleanrot Knights. In the sewers, there are 2 lesser elites. Just follow the sewer and you will meet both of them. There's an elite up here. And Putrid Avatar for the boss. Go straight to here for the last elite. For the Holy Fort, there are 2 bosses, 4 elites and 3 lesser elites. After 2 lesser elites in the sewer, the boss is right out of the sewer. One elite is up here, it is Divine Bird Warrior. Go inside this building for 2 more elites. One is right here. And one more here. You can use this Spiritstream to go back up. This is another boss. This boss uses very dangerous frost attack. There's less elite down here. Just like the Elden Ring DLC, Curseblades, Horned Warriors, Divine Bird Warriors and Divine Beast Warriors are all weak to sleep. You can see here they sleep with just 3 hits with a weapon that has a sleep passive. Sword of Saint Trina with sleep passive puts them on sleep in 1 shot. But it's kind of useless in trio because the resistance goes up, and if you put them to sleep while they are attacking, it disappears instantly if someone hit them before the sleeping animation starts. Let's look at the northwest fort. This fort can be magic or fire. This fort has more elites than the southeast fort, but elites give 10% less runes and lesser elites give 25% less runes. Both magic and fire fort has 2 bosses, 4 elites and 5 lesser elites. Lesser elites can be a Bloodfiend Knight or Omen Killer. Elite for magic fort is Godskins. Go up the stairs on the right and here is the first one. Next one is right above. Go up the stairs and climb up. Go left for another elite. After this one, there is Talisman chest inside this building. And one lesser elite down here. Unlike other lesser elites, this one can be Orb of Many Faces or Cleanrot Knight. There is Godskin duo as a boss in the middle of the fort. One less Godskin is up here. There are 3 lesser elites and a boss in the sewer. There are 1 lesser elite per exit, and there's a boss in the middle. Breaking this seal will open the way and create Spiritstream. Boss here is random. I think it shares the same boss pool with Limbelt Castle Rooftop. After the boss, you can use Spiritstream Jump, and last lesser elite is right here after 1 more Spiritstream Jump. For the Fire Fort, there's only 3 differences. 1. The elites are Fire Knights. 2. There's an elite right at the front door instead of up here. 3. The boss at the middle is Golden Hippo. This one is actual Golden Hippo that has second phase, so be careful. Rest of the fort is pretty much the same as Magic Fort. Lastly, there are 2 mines on the map. East Mine is near the Northeast Great Church. Crystallion inside the mine gives you the Smithing Stone. And it connects to down here near the ruin. Northwest Mine is inside the fort, so your HP will get halved if you didn't break the giant crystal. Stone Digger Troll inside the mine gives you the Smithing Stone. I think I talked about everything. The Great Hollow is very confusing at the beginning, but once you get used to it, you can pretty much guarantee level 15. Let me know if I missed anything on the comments.